It's el Sucio Network, baby. Welcome. All right, today's show, in an effort to make timeless content that will withstand the test of time, content that isn't tied to today's headlines. WTF is the Royal Rumble. I know some of you guys know, but most of you don't. You see, most people I know are not wrestling fans. I may have one or two friends that are wrestling fans, and that's about it. Most people don't watch wrestling. Whether they think it's fake or not, I tell you one thing, it's real entertainment. It's Broadway mixed with Cirque du Soleil, mixed with MMA, all put together into one great, phenomenal show. I'm a huge fan. If you know me personally, you know that I'm a big wrestling fan. I don't miss a show. And my favorite match of the year is the Royal Rumble, baby. Bro, I used to love hearing that tone every single year. This is the brainchild of Vince McMahon and Pat Patterson. Pat Patterson actually created the concept of the Royal Rumble, similar to the Battle Royale. You know, for many years, they would have Battle Royales in which they would have 20 men in the ring. And the goal is to throw everyone out of the ring until there's one man standing. But Pat Patterson took the concept to a whole different lane. He said we should start with two guys. And every 2 minutes, they've changed the times over the years, depending on time constraints. Now they have 2 Royal Rumble matches. They also have a women's Royal Rumble match. So every 2 minutes, 3 minutes or so, another person comes in the ring. 30 men fighting for one shot at being a headliner at WrestleMania, at a shot at the World Wrestling Federation Heavyweight Championship. You know, the Royal Rumble has produced great winners. Guys like Hacksaw Jim Duggan, Big John Studd, Hulk Hogan in 1990 and in 1991. Who could forget 1992? That one I highly recommend. A star-studded Royal Rumble in which Ric Flair claims his throne as the World Heavyweight Champion. You see, in this specific match, the winner would actually be the champion. Going forward, the winner of the Royal Rumble would get a shot at the Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania. 93, you had Yokozuna. 94, for the only time ever, you had co-winners, both Lex Luger and Bret Hart. I was a big Bret Hart fan, brokenhearted that Bret Hart wasn't the sole winner, but everything worked out at WrestleMania when he went on to beat Yokozuna and become the champion. Shawn Michaels in 95 and in 96. We had Stone Cold Steve Austin win the Rumble in 97 and 98. Vince McMahon wins it in 99. The Rock in 2000. Stone Cold Steve Austin for the 3rd time, becoming the first and only person to ever win the Royal Rumble 3 times. Wins it again in 2001. Then we go on to Triple H in 2002. Brock Lesnar in 2003. Chris Benoit, 2004, Batista, Rey Mysterio, The Undertaker, John Cena, Randy Orton, Edge, Alberto Del Rio wins the greatest and largest Royal Rumble of all time with 40 men, 40 participants in that specific Royal Rumble. That was the largest Royal Rumble at the time. Who knows what they're going to do this year? They're going over to Saudi Arabia. They might make it even bigger than that. 2012, you had Sheamus win. 2013, John Cena, then Batista, Roman Reigns, Triple H, Randy Orton, Shinsuke Nakamura. That's one guy that definitely deserves to have the heavyweight championship. Hasn't had it yet. Hopefully before he retires, which I highly doubt he'll win that WWE Heavyweight Championship, but you never know. Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre, Edge, Brock Lesnar, Cody Rhodes wins it twice, back-to-back in 2023 and 2024. And Jey Uso, the Yeet Man, wins it in 2025. So what's going on this year? Well, for the first time ever, they're going over to Saudi Arabia. I mean, you could just imagine the Women's Royal Rumble. These girls are going to be dressed like Power Rangers with things up to their sleeves. But it looks like the culture is changing. They're getting infiltrated and westernized, if you will. So who knows? Maybe the women will be able to wear regular outfits in this Royal Rumble. What are we to expect? Well, Cody entered the Royal Rumble. We're going to see probably Gunther and guys like, Jey Uso. But who's going to win it this year? Who knows? It's going to be a big Royal Rumble. Rumor has it, since we're going to Saudi Arabia, and Saudi Arabia is putting up so much money, we might see Sami Zayn win the Royal Rumble. Then move on to headline WrestleMania. I think that's the direction they were going into. Possibly having Seth Rollins versus Sami Zayn at WrestleMania. But with Seth Rollins being injured, him out of the title picture, who knows what's going on going forward. Also, there are going to be other WrestleManias and Royal Rumbles out in Saudi Arabia, so they could save that feel-good moment for later on in the future. But, they're ran by TKO. TKO is all about the money. If you want to keep Saudi Arabia happy and you want to have the crowd have a huge reaction, have the news all across Saudi Arabia, there's no better man than Sami Zayn to win it. And why not? Wrestling is predetermined. Give the people what they want. But, we may get some long-term storytelling in which Sami Zayn potentially could be, runner-up, gain some sympathy, come back and win next year, in which I think next year is when they're going to have the WrestleMania as well. I don't know if it's going to be this year, but definitely the next two Rumbles are going to be in Saudi Arabia. So the concept is very simple. You start with two guys. You get another guy coming in the ring. Their goal is to throw out 29 other men and be the sole winner at the end of it all. Guys, thank you for watching. We're taking the show into a totally different direction. Instead of doing news that are tied to one specific day or one specific event, hopefully this content could last could last through the test of time. And some of this content could be up here for years. Who knows? Out there, somebody's like, hey, WTF is the Royal Rumble, Take it from a long life fan. If you have not watched wrestling at all, if you're not a fan, you definitely will be a fan after watching the Royal Rumble. Thank you for watching the Sucio News Network. This is Alex Velez. Please follow Undefeatable Sports. Come on, guys. Right there on the thing. Just type it. Look. Undefeatable. Undefeatable. I mean, they had Undefeated was taken and, all these other names but Undefeatable wasn't. So here we go. Undefeatable Sports Foundation. We're doing some great things for the community, great things for the kids. Thank you for